sound, those irrepressible poltergeists are back for their third shot, and director Gary Sherman hopes you'll find them scarier than ever.
The Poltergeist movies are not really based on gore and blood and violence as much as just fear of the unknown and the whole concept of afterlife and death. It's a little more mystical. One of the things about the Poltergeist films is no one's been killed in a Poltergeist film. Until now.
And the poltergeists are no longer confined to a single family dwelling either. This time, they get to create havoc in one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world, a composite of several of Chicago's most spectacular high-rises.
By upping the ante and putting it in a 21st century monolith kind of steel and glass structure in this city environment, really urbanize it, we've really created a kind of a super technological haunted house, a 21st century haunted house, and you've placed everybody in jeopardy by doing this, everybody in the building.
Coupled with Poltergeist 3's new environment is a new approach to special effects.
We're not doing our special effects in post-production. We're doing all of our special effects live on the stage through the use of mirrors and beam splitters and two-way mirrors and mirrors of different densities, glass of different densities, glass of different reflective qualities.
This groundbreaking special effects approach is a departure from Poltergeist 2, which relied heavily on blue screen shots and optical composites to create its own otherworldly atmosphere.
The actors in this picture are not interacting with blue screen. They are actually seeing what the audience sees.
For Tom Skerritt and Nancy Allen, Carol Ann's uncle and aunt in Poltergeist 3, the lack of optical process shots meant a new level of physical challenge and involvement. In one scene, they rode a window washing rig over the edge of one of the tallest buildings in the world.
It's numbing to go out in that thing, sticking out there like a pepperoni over, Chicago.
And then when the camera started rolling, I looked over the edge of that thing. It scared me to death. So I used it.
Working on Poltergeist 3 is definitely the biggest challenge I've ever had in my career. I've been 19 years doing this.
Special effects foreman Cal Accord had the task of actualizing the movie's complex and innovative illusions. In a Chicago workshop, a wall away from the sound stages, Accord and his crew had to create everything from animal carcasses that would come alive in a meat locker to breathing doors. One of his biggest challenges was a half-inch deep puddle with a particularly troublesome bottom.
Carol Ann is in a garage. She's trying to escape the poltergeist. And she backs into a puddle, and these hands come out of the puddle and are grabbing onto her. And the other kids come over to save her, and they get yanked into the puddle also, and then they all disappear inside the puddle.
And cut!
First of all, the garage isn't a garage, it's a set. And the puddle isn't a puddle, it's a hole in the floor that opens into a water tank.
I got a 10-foot diameter tank built with the 3x3 windows in it. And there's a pneumatic cylinder down there with a little platform on it. So she could stand on it and drop down out of shot on cue.
Those grotesque hands were latex creations that found their way onto two divers who were responsible for their demonic antics. Director Sherman communicated with the divers via an underwater radio hookup.
And let go.
Well, fog oil is a term that's used for the stuff we put in there. A lot of people, they call it voodoo juice, fog juice.
The fog oil gave a particularly eerie quality to the intense lights that shined up through the puddle. The rest was timing, and take after take after take. Poltergeist 3, we're back, becoming a chilling reality for the summer of 1988.
They're between dimensions, behind reflections, behind mirrors stealing images. Carol Ann. Carol Ann.